Mhm. Oh, we're piling in now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my fellow degenerates of all ages, welcome to another edition of That Fuzzing Rock Show. Bright and squirrely and cheery and whatever other phrase you can come up with. Oh, crap. Trying something new and it's not working out. It's confusing me, which is not hard to do. It's like a cat with a laser pointer. Like, oh, shiny thing. What was that? We'll get through it the best we can, guys. I should put the camera too, and I'm all fucked up tonight. We got a good night ahead of us, though. We're going to be talking with Rachel Ann and Myron tonight, all about the. Now I can't remember the name. God damn it! Yeah, I'm all screwed up. The Pretty Paw Lounge in Rotterdam. It's the Cat Cafe, the only one in the area, I believe. The first and only in the area, I should say. So we're going to be doing that a bit later. All right, I might have to shut this off. I just can't do it. It's too confusing. No, I'm going to power through it. Don't laugh at me, Myron. That's bullshit, man. That ain't funny. It's not funny. Let's get to business so we can get to bigger business. All right. We'll talk about the friends of the show. Of course, we're going to speak first about our good friends over at the Yin Yang Festival. You guys can go on to Facebook and Instagram, look up that logo right there, and show them some love. Check them out over there, Yin Yang Festival. Of course, the weekend of August 8th and 9th is going to be real busy. We're going to start off with the Gallery of the Three Fates. Discover your past lives, gain clarity on the present, learn what the future has in store. 7 to 9 p.m. live readings at the Saratoga Springs City Center in Saratoga, New York. Lovely Saratoga Springs, New York. That's presented by the Yin Yang Festival. And then the next day, the 9th. That's right. Holistic just got heavy. Presented to you guys by Radio X and Magic Moon. No comment. Got 4 bands coming that night. Actually 5. Technically it's 5, but I mean, we'll talk about that in a minute. Uncle Sam and Deveria, Phoenix and the Raven, Out of My Head, and Vintry Hill. That is also at the Saratoga Springs City Center in Saratoga, New York. Vendors are 10 to 6. Bands are 3 to 10. Thank you to Central Oddities and Tarnished Reputation. Friends of that show as well. Appreciate you guys. This one's coming up, and this one is going to be a freaking banger this year, guys. The Harley Rendezvous is back. We've been waiting for this for a year now, and here we are. Indian Lookout Country Club, June 26th through June 29th. I will be emceeing the main stage Friday and Saturday night, so make sure you come down and say hello to us. Well, to me. Us. Everybody. Just come say hello to everybody. Just get down to the main stage. You guys know the deal. You guys can get tickets by calling 518-864-5659 or 518-864-5916, or simply go to your favorite interwebs, www.harleyrendezvous.com. You can get tickets there. Tickets are still available, and I believe there's a deal going on still. Don't quote me on that. Oh, our good friends over at Relax Dad Designs, relaxdaddesigns.com. Good friends of ours. Make sure you go check them out as well. If you're looking for that Fuzzing Rock Show merch and other local merch, the place to go would be Mist Merch right here, mistmerch.com. Find some new rock show swag over there and support the show. Waste your money, because this show sucks. Check them out, though, mistmerch.com. If you're looking to sell some merch, bands especially, local businesses, et cetera, check out Miss Merch. They got a really good deal, 70-30 split. It's awesome. It is awesome. What else do we got? Oh, I can't show that one yet. I almost let the kitty cat out of the bag, Myron. See how it's a cat theme tonight, buddy? I'm working that tonight. Yes, Becca. Good evening. Nice to see you. What's up, Kurt? Good to see you, man. Who else is hanging out with us tonight? I just lost my comments. Smittix, Kelly, good to see you. Cassidy, can't stand you. Sorry. Nothing personal. Well, it is personal because I can't stand you. And our good friends at the King's Inn. How can we forget? Saving the best for last. 6 McDonald Ave, Schenectady, New York. Great little hometown hang. Wednesday evenings, always open jam night. Go with your favorite instrument of choice and go play with the band. It's good stuff right there. June 28th, Ike Acoustic returns to the Kings with special guest Jupiter Queen and Meat Plow. Meat Plow. Yeah, Meat Plow. Go check them out. That's the 28th. Ike's Acoustic is back. Our good friend Cassidy, well, your good friend Cassidy, my arch enemy Cassidy, is doing her thing Wednesday evening, June 25th, 6 p.m. show. Keeping Up with Cass, right here on the Rock Show channels and on the Keeping Up with Cass page. Please go to the Keeping Up with Cass page and give her a follow if you would. Please, definitely appreciate that. From Bottles to Breakdowns is this week's show. This should be a good one. Do not miss it, or we're sending somebody to come get you. How's that sound? YouTube ran ads on you? Really? Sweet. Make sure you watch them all because, it's getting paid that way. All right. That's it. We're not doing no more business. We're getting down to real business. We are being joined tonight by two friends of the show. Our good friend, of course, from Psychofyre Productions. It is our good friend and fellow degenerate, Myron Lauzon. Good evening, sir.
How's it going?
And we're also being joined by the lovely and very busy. She wears a lot of hats, guys, and I don't know how she does it, but we are being joined by Rachel Ann, who is the proprietor of the Pretty Paw Lounge in Rotterdam. So let's bring her in. Rachel, great to see you. How you doing?
Hi, great to see you. I'm good tonight. How are you?
Awesome. You have quite the background. I see you're trying to beat mine.
I'm trying my hardest.
Mother Nature helping you. That's not fair, but we'll take it. So how's everybody doing tonight?
Great. How are you?
Oh, it's hot.
Yeah.
It's only going to get hotter this weekend.
Ugh.
See, the unfortunate thing is how the studio's laid out. I turned the AC on, so I made sure it was nice and cool in here. But the duct is right underneath my desk, and with not wearing pants, there's a whole issue going on over here that we're just not going to talk about.
It's a lot.
So we are going to discuss. We're going to discuss with you all about the Pretty Paw Lounge, which is a cat cafe. I believe it's the first in the area, right?
It is the first and only in the area.
Yes, that's totally cool. And we are also going to talk about how it came to be, what it's all about, and what it took to get there. I mean, let's get right into it if you don't mind. I mean,
I don't mind at all. Sorry about that.
That's quite all right. All right. So let's start off with talking about the Pretty Paw Lounge.
Okay.
When did you get started with that? How did that all come about?
So coming out of the pandemic, like closer to 2022 was when I was doing a lot of traveling for the magazines. And I saw cat cafes being like super prevalent in the South and all over like the tourist cities and like the major capitals. And I said, we have nothing like this. I was currently volunteering at a PetSmart in between modeling. And it was something where, like I said, we need this. We're the capital of New York. How come you have to go all the way to New York City to find a cat cafe? That's ridiculous. So I started looking and nobody wanted to lease to me. Nobody wants, 20, 30 cats in their leased space. So I went back to the drawing board and said, I think I'm going to have to buy a building. And I started investing in properties. And I found one that literally is picture perfect for cats. It's all built out of wood. It's got tree trunks in it. It was going to be a liquor store. And the former owner passed. And it's just a perfect building that fell into my lap. I bought it. And now here we are.
So you own the building, and that's yours?
Yes. It is my building. Yep. It's about 4,100 square feet. It's massive. It's a beautiful spot. It's right in Rotterdam, like one street down from where I grew up. So it's a good spot.
And that's on the five corners, right?
Exactly. Yep. 5 corners.
Okay. What did that used to be?
So it was Bank of America in 1974.
That's
and then it became like Northeast Savings and like several different franchises of Bank of America. And then it was ultimately Take It to the Bank, which was a gun and ammunition shop. And then the previous owner was going to put in like a pawn shop and liquor store. He built this beautiful addition, which is now the Cat Cafe. And then sadly he passed right after he had built that addition before the wine shop came into to be.
Oh man. Well, I mean, good for you, but it's sad for him, but good for you for sure.
I
What
found
kind of
out that he does love dogs and he loved animals, so I do feel like I'm doing a service to his
There
building
you
and all
go.
the beautiful work he put into it.
There you go. Perfect. So now, what kind of service do you guys offer at the Cat Cafe?
So we offer play dates, birthday parties, hangouts, cat therapy. People can come in and grab a coffee and just sit with a cat on their lap. A lot of families that like say the husband's allergic to cats, but mom and the kids love them. The kids will come in and just hang out, get their cat fix. We also have like moms and newborns, so people can really just interact with like an experience they might not have at home with their one or two cats. So at any given time, there's between like say 10 and 25 in the building that they can meet.
Wow, that's all right. Best comment of the night so far. It's the perfect spot. I love
It
taking
is the
pals.
perfect
Yeah,
spot.
yeah. Mel, thank you, Mel. Appreciate you for that. You said you opened right after the pandemic. You started working on this, or
Yeah, just about like 2022, 2023. And then it took like a full year. The build out, they quoted me like 2 months and it ended up being like an 11-month build out.
oof?
And several thousand more than they anticipated. So it was like, it was a big thing. It took a year and then get through zoning and the planning board. But now that I'm open, we opened August of 2023. So this August will be 2 years.
That's awesome. Now you guys do rescues and adoptions, also, correct?
Absolutely. So everybody in that building is adoptable except the staff. The some of them maybe. I mean, down the
I
road,
think it might be up for option if the money was right.
if the money was right, exactly. It depends on who. Just kidding. They're all incredible. We have volunteers and staff, and they work around the clock with scared cats, nervous cats, aggressive cats, cats that, I was told are friendly and they arrive ready to rip our right arm off. But my staff is just amazing, and they have a way to just sit down with these cats. They'll read to them Lord of the Rings, until the cats are comfortable with them. My people are just amazing. But yeah, everyone in the building is adoptable, and families can come in and really just sit and interact until they find like that perfect fit.
I want somebody to come over here and read Lord of the Rings to me.
I got you. I got you, bro. I'll be over.
Not what I meant, Myron. Not what I meant. All right.
Oh, all right. I see how you are. All right, fine.
So how many rescues have you guys done, and how many adoptions have you had?
Well, I'm going to jump to the second question. We've had 260 adoptions
Wow.
since we opened. And then as far as rescues, we've pulled 55 cats from euthanasia, which meant that literally within 10 to 15 minutes that they had a timestamp in New York City that where they're going to be put down due to something ridiculous. It could be a runny eye or like a cold, or it could just be old age, but
Yeah.
perfectly healthy with great, blood work. And they just put them down because the cities are so overcrowded in the shelters. So we've pulled 55 from euthanasia, and I would say like home rescues, maybe like 35, like rescued from just owner surrenders or people, I'm going to throw them on the street if you don't come get them. Just awful, awful things that I would never want to hear as a cat lover.
That's crazy. I don't understand how people can do that.
I
mean, I've never been a huge pet person until I actually was like on my own and had my own pets. And it's like, now they just hang with me all the time. It's, especially being like retired and doing this and stuff. They'll come in and like hang out with me while I'm doing work in here, and I spend most of my time in here anyways. So they, they'll come in and lay down and hang out. It's pretty cool.
Oh, it's so great. And I think that became a big thing with the pandemic too, with people doing Zoom and working from home, and their pets just hanging out, weathermen walking through the camera.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. So now you've had a pretty big drive to succeed and build where you are today. And we're going to get into some of the stuff that you did that to get you to where you are.
Yeah.
And some people may have an opinion and some not. I'm going to tell you in the chat right now, you guys need to fucking behave. All right. You just settle down, hear us out. All right. It's all a positive message in this. And you'll see where I'm going with that. So you've been very successful in the modeling world. I just lost my place. No, actually, I can't read my own handwriting. That's what it is. You are known the world over and actually have appeared in Maxim magazine, FHM, and even several appearances in Playboy. Let's
Yes.
start with your Maxim thing. How did
Yes.
the Maxim thing come about?
So I honestly, like, I don't know how girls did it in the 90s and the 2000s before social media, but social media is such a big driver of photography and modeling and getting yourself out there. And I
For
just
sure.
pushed so hard in the 20s and did a lot of photo shoots locally and just got my name out there with every photographer I could. And one thing leads to the other, and photographers know photographers, say in Los Angeles or Miami, and they contact you and say, if you can fly out here, we can do a test shoot. And it's really wonderful. You get to meet like the editors of Playboy and FHM, Maxim. They all know one another, which they all work with Sports Illustrated and Vogue and some of the top glamour, some of the top mainstream
Sure.
magazines. They all know each other. So, with social media, I was actually contacted by someone in Los Angeles. And of course, as a female, your first reaction is, this is a scam. I'm going to be, drugged and kidnapped. And then when you get out there, you find out there are some really wholesome people that just take photography so seriously. And at the time, I said, I can visit another cat cafe while I'm out here, which is so cool. And I got to really travel the United States and check out so many cat cafes. But it was great because at the same time, I was able to build the portfolio and do a lot of modeling with photographers
Sure.
that I couldn't have reached around here.
Now let's talk about you touched on that. That whole shady photographer stuff. I've heard stories about that. Does that happen? Is it a rare occurrence where that happens, or is it more prevalent? I'm not too up on it, but I know I don't know. I've heard some shady stories about photographers and being kind of creepy. Has that happened to you, or?
So it's happened quite a few times as far as like the attempts, where you get
Mhm.
the messages and I see your portfolio, it's beautiful, I'd love to fly you out. And, I work with X, Y, and Z company, or I work with, this major publication. And then when you do a little bit of research or you contact like their references, it turns out that they're just an independent photographer that's never worked with any national magazine. And that's like your first red flag.
Gotcha.
Um, so that like there's a lot of homework involved. And, if you're super young, maybe 18, 19, 20-year-olds, I can see them getting taken. But I was, halfway through my 20s where I had enough of a head on my shoulders where I said, let me look these people up. Let me go back and, their Instagrams and see what magazines they've actually shot for and get a feel for their credibility before you just, put yourself on, on a Delta flight and head out there, without any warrant, of their background.
Sure.
But there's definitely been quite a few messages I've gotten in emails where photographers are pretending to be something they're not.
Mhm.
And I was able to sidestep that with a little bit of research, luckily, and talk to other girls they've worked with. And that's a great thing because girls will say, I did shoot with, so and so from Minneapolis, but it wasn't a pleasant experience for these reasons. Or I shot with so and so and it was wonderful, which gives you peace of mind.
So is that probably the best advice you would give somebody that would be looking into either getting into it or just doing it kind of as just I don't want to say a whim, but just going out and getting a photo shoot done? Is that the best advice you can give them? Is to just do your research?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
1,000% for your safety. Because as we know, anyone can be anyone on the internet, and you can
Hmm.
say you're affiliated with so many different publications, and that's how people get scammed. So, if you do research and you see that they shot with so and so, reach out to so and see if that person is credible because it could very well save your life. And it could also, open a door where you could find out the best photographer in the world is in Italy, but at least you did your homework before you got on that nonstop flight. It's scary.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. Well, let's talk about FHM. FHM was November of 2021. What
Yep.
was that experience like for you?
FHM was awesome. That was Los Angeles.
Mhm.
And they're actually owned now by the family that owned the Playboy International. So when I believe it was Hugh Hefner passed away and his kids took it over, they bought the rights actually to Maxim and FHM. So it's almost like an unspoken thing out there with those magazines where FHM is, I hate to use the expression stepping stone, but it's one of their
No.
smaller publications. And, as a new model, I was just so honored to get on that. And, they work with a bigger company, and I knew that it was going to lead to bigger and better things. So it definitely was the right move to, accept their cover offer, being that it was like one of my first ones I did.
Sure. Just going to say hi to a couple of people. Mel, obviously, we talked about. Tony, good evening. Nice to see you. Kelly, Ryan, Rob, thank you for stopping in. Appreciate you guys. Now, Playboy, you've had a couple of shoots. Actually, I think I'm going to say 3, but I could be wrong. 3 was how many that I've found out about. August and September of 21 and February of 22.
Yes. Yep.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Playboy was super exciting, and the way they divvied up the company after his passing was that it's now branched off into like international Playboy. So the way there's multiple kids, I guess, in the family, and there's the South Africa, and then there's the Africa, there's Playboy Germany, London. There's all different franchises of the Playboy international franchise, and
Sure.
depending on which one you shoot with, it's different photographers in the United States that are contracted with them. So the first one in August was in Chicago, Illinois, actually. And it was a wonderful, gorgeous husband and wife. And she's the model. He was the photographer. And that just happened to be who was contracted with the South Africa for August. And then the other one was actually in Miami. And he shoots for quite a few of them, including the FHM. But Playboy has quite a few photographers in the United States that all have their different, like, I guess you'd say, like, areas and territories. And you just need to make yourself available to fly to those different states and work with those photographers. And they're all just so great to work with, and they have so much experience in the industry.
So let's talk about there's a pretty big misconception of modeling that I can see anyways. And I wanted to talk to you about that. I guess there's kind of 2 categories and probably a bunch of subcategories, but classy and trashy, I believe, are the 2 that kind of cover them all. You were on the classy end of it, obviously, and I definitely don't judge people. People do their thing, whatever they want to do, But there is a huge difference between the 2. What's your take on that?
So definitely, like, perfectly the way you summed it up. There's classy and there's trashy. I think, to be honest with you, nowadays it's more they throw that ball and let the model kind of, catch it wherever they want to. Where do you want to go with your shoot? They bring a lot of like incredible designers that are up and coming. Like, say you're doing a swimwear shoot, they'll bring you 2 or 3 local names. Say you're in Chicago or Los Angeles, and say this is what they've provided. Which outfits do you like? What suits your style the most? And there could be everything from like a string bikini to like G-string, and just really like super revealing things. And my first go-to was, oh look, like a one piece with a skirt over it, that's going to be so cute by the pool. And then they're like, well, this is a cover, you got to show a little more, it's got to be sexy, but at the same time it can be classy. So they really like let you tailor it to your body type and your comfortability, which
Sure.
is just huge. And I couldn't believe that. I assumed when I got there they're going to say, you're going to wear this, here's how your hair is going to be, but they were really like receptive to the girls' needs. And if you wanted a bathing suit you could wear dresses by the pool, but however you wanted to tailor your first shoot, it was really cool that they let you, work with what works for you.
No, that's great for sure.
Definitely.
Now, along the lines of the classy and trashy, I want to talk to you about OnlyFans.
Yeah.
This is a big thing where there's kind of the classy and trashy end of that aspect of it. What is your take on OnlyFans?
So this is a question I get all the time, and it's so many people think it's taboo, but I feel like it's not, because after the pandemic, so many people were out of work, namely females. And, there's a great way to show, if you're a model or, you're into fitness or whatever your thing is, that you're spending time working on your appearance, and the way you present yourself to the world, and you want to be monetized from that. There's such a classy way to do it by, engaging in these photo shoots, or even, setting up cameras in your house and taking beautiful pictures. Maybe you have a pool in your backyard. Maybe you work super hard at the gym. I see girls that I've taught yoga with in the past, or Pilates, that just work out super hard. They work a regular job throughout the day, And at night, they work super hard and want to show off their physique. So they're taking pictures at home or they're working with a photographer. And then, they're getting compensated. Maybe that money is paying off their student loan. Maybe it's paying for their car bill every month. It could be a number of things, but it's just such a great empowering tool, in my opinion, as a woman, where you can make a phenomenal side income, even a full-time income, just off your own, natural, your looks or your hard work or whatever the case may be, where 1,000% people can make it trashy and, you can do X-rated videos on OnlyFans. But I think if you keep it really classy and do some beautiful modeling, why not showcase your portfolio and all your hard work? You can absolutely take it so classy and keep it on the classy side of things. No question.
I mean, there's so much, especially with the internet, and through the years, it's just gotten worse and worse. There's so many sites where you can see people that have clothes on, no clothes on, anywhere in between. I mean, you can see that anywhere. I think, just in my opinion alone, like, I think the classy end of it, you leave something to your imagination. Myron, you're a guy with me. Like, what's your opinion on that? Because, like, I think leaving something to your imagination instead of showing everything is, I don't know. I think you would keep more subscribers that way. No,
I think it's ridiculous that sites like that get villainized. Personally, people are going to do what they're going to do, and if somebody's going to pay to see it, well, that's their problem, not mine. And you look at classy erotica versus hardcore pornography. Well, you can go to Pornhub if you want that, and you don't pay a dime for it. You can, if you want to see a particular person do classy photo shoots, then you should pay for it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's not hard work. It is hard work. It's a lot of investment in gym time. And I can tell you, Rachel is a freaking gym rat. She lives there more than any person I think that I know in this world. Last time I knew, I think she had 3 different gym memberships and would go in a cycle through the different gyms. So, you know what? She works her ass off and works hard for everything she has and everything she's done. So I'm a hypocrite if I judge somebody for working hard to get what they want in life and doing it, in a fashion that, I have nothing but respect for what she's done to earn her way in life. And, 100%, as you can tell by listening to her talk, she's an intelligent woman. She's not
100%. Absolutely.
She is not someone who's going to get taken for a ride or be put over on. She's smarter than the average bear and knows her stuff. Absolutely. So if anything, she's going to be able to take advantage of the idiots that are trying to do that to her. So quite honestly, I have a ton of respect, and I've known her for, I think it's about 12 or 13 years now. And I've seen her do a lot of different things, in her career. Some of them, that were, in that modeling aspect. Some were just, retail type things or managing retail environments. And she works hard no matter what she puts her heart into. So you got to have respect for a self-built woman like that, who she goes out, cars and homes and everything, she's worked her ass off for it. If you got something to say about that, come say it to me and I'll show you what I think about it in person.
Yeah, that's right. We'll assemble the degenerate squad. How's that sound? Amen. And I think, along those lines too, I think as far as the body is ultimately is art in its own form. You know what I mean? It's like, if you look back in time, statues and paintings and of some of the greatest artists that have ever lived are of naked or half naked people. It's the body.
I went to art school. All right. I wish I could have paid to not see some of the naked models that I saw in school. It was fucking bad. It was bad. You had to draw a different body type. So they brought in some people that you wouldn't want to see naked on a daily basis. I'm just telling you. And some of them were a little creepy. I'm not going to lie, and if I could have given them a couple bucks to put their pants back on, I probably would have. But, but art is art. And the way you learn how to draw is you have to see it. You have to look at it. You have to experience it. So, in any art, it's all about your perception. Art is a very subjective thing. and everybody has their opinions. There's classic artists that are out there that you could look at and I love and everybody else hates, and vice versa. It is very subjective, and it's the same thing with what would be deemed adult work, modeling or whatever you call it. It's subjective, and how you go about it and how you present it. If you over sexualize it, then you're going to get what you get. If you do it as an art form and treat it with class and respect and keep it in high regard, then that's how it's going to come across, and it's a whole different beast. That's my 2 cents as an artist.
I just actually had a great idea, man. I should actually become a model for artists. There's a lot of shading that they can practice. A lot of shading. And you know what? I just had another idea. I should do a reverse OnlyFans where you have to pay for me to put my clothes back on. Yeah,
we might be onto something there.
You're looking at the next fucking Rockefeller.
Never been done before. You should.
You're looking at the next Rockefeller over here. Now, Rachel, you mentioned fitness and yoga and Pilates and stuff. I know you're definitely big into that. Let's talk about that for a little bit. How do you balance? I mean, you have a very busy day. Your daily routine's probably amazing. How do you balance your work life and your fitness life and all that stuff?
So the good thing about me is I would consider myself OCD without having OCD. For the past 15 years, I haven't missed a workout once. Despite COVID, despite dental surgery, you name it, whatever the case may be, I have not missed a workout. And I'm really dedicated to it because I don't like the way I feel if I don't work out. So I guess what I mean by that is if you grow up and you're a little chubby or, you're a little out of shape and you get picked on, high school, middle school, whatever the case may be, elementary school, it's going to be ingrained in your head that you want to feel better about yourself. And as much as it was an awful thing to live through, I feel so good about the weight I lost in college when I started teaching yoga and Pilates. And it opened up a whole new world for me. That was when Atkins was big and people were all, trying low carb and this and that. And I said, there's got to be a better way than just, eating T-bone steaks and prime rib 5 times a day. And I started teaching fitness. And my grandma put me through yoga school. And it was, when I was young and had no money, and it was really special to me that she gave me that gift. So I wanted to do something with it. And because it changed my life, getting in shape, I started teaching others where girls were uncomfortable going to a gym. So I would do yoga sessions in home or like a group session in a park or whatever, the client was comfortable with. And it was just so empowering for me to help others after I had lost some weight. And then it's just something that stuck in my head. Even if I'm busy, get your ass out of bed at 5 o'clock or 6 or whatever will fit your day so that you can get that workout in. Because no matter how much you try, you're not going to want to do it at 7 o'clock at night. Don't tell yourself you are, because you have all the intentions at 6 in the morning, but you're not going to have them at 7 at night because the couch is going to look better. Going to the grocery store, 1.5 million things will come up in your day that will sidestep your plans, even with the greatest intentions. Yeah. And when I do get out of work at the end of the day and I have to go through, emails or kitty intake or any type of, cat cafe related things, I take my phone with me. It sounds distracting, but it's what you do as a business owner. Bang out all your emails, hammer out all your text messages as you're power stepping through your cul-de-sac, and that's how you get your extra steps in. I look at that little tracker on the phone or on my watch and get your workout in the morning, take your walk at night, and you will feel so much better. I just can't sit. I'm not a sitter. As you can tell, I don't ever want to sit down. I'm pacing at my store. I'm walking around doing emails. I feel better. It clears my mind. I mean, I have back issues I've had since I was a kid. I have no pain when I walk around and move. So it's just a lot of little things that clicked for me. But definitely having that start with teaching fitness and helping people feel their best was, what did it for me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree wholeheartedly with everything you said. I'm a fitness nut. I just wear this fat suit to keep all the chicks away.
You're an asshole.
So as far as you are a trainer, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And you teach yoga and Pilates as well.
Yeah.
Is there a way that people can get in touch with you as far as taking classes with you? I mean, we can cover it at the end if you want to give out your your links or whatever?
Absolutely, I can give them out. Yep, I'm still certified in New York. I went to Power Pilates, which is out of Beacon, New York. It was quite some time ago, but I still, will still take clients if people are interested in doing yoga, Pilates, any of the above, like boot camps. I also am really great with nutrition. I don't have any certification on that, so I'll be clear right up front. But nutrition is something that like I did study in college, and I did do a lot of like research and learning on my own. And it's really come full circle. And actually, I met Myron when I was managing a GNC and a vitamin shop and a Vitamin World in the mall. So my supplement knowledge is there, and I know how to make your body feel better and to take the right supplements to make your workouts just 1,000% better.
So explain hot yoga to me. It seems kind of mean. Why did they not let ugly people into that?
Wait, did you say hot yoga?
Yeah, why did they not let ugly people in? That's not fair.
That's not. I don't think that's a stipulation of yoga. They embrace everybody. Everyone's welcome.
That's where the room's really warm, right? It's like you sweat, right? And that.
Yes. So I've seen it as low as like 90, and then if you go to like an actual Bikram hot yoga class, say in the city, you're not getting out of there without it being 105 degrees.
Jesus.
And you're literally like you drip. Before you even start the class, you're setting up your mat, and you've already sweated off an entire like Olsen twin. So it's one of those things where like you don't expect it, and you walk in and you're already in the zone. It's great.
I would walk in and I would turn right around and walk back out.
Oh, it's great. After an hour, yeah, you really know that you got a great workout.
So as a fitness coach, what are the 3 most important things to staying fit, in your opinion?
Well, the first one, no one's going to want to hear from me, but I'm going to say it anyways. Get rid of the alcohol and sugar. Just don't.
Nope.
Just don't do it. You're only backtracking everything you did in the gym that day, and you're only stopping your body from metabolizing the food you eat. So when you drink alcohol, your body has to metabolize that, and it takes away from metabolizing the carbs and the food that you ate. So whether it's, a few hours of the day, your body's not burning fat. So if you had a great workout in the morning and then you grab, it's just one beer with, the guys from work after work. Well, maybe you shouldn't just have that one beer. Find a mocktail that fits your schedule. So my biggest thing, which is crazy, I've never had alcohol in my life. I don't drink. It's just not something I'm into. But I say to my clients, just don't drink. Stop with the sugar and stop. In college, it breaks down collagen. So if you don't want to age and you want to look great and feel great, no sugar, no alcohol. Enjoy food. Don't ever demonize food. Have something to eat and splurge and go out and, pass the bread basket at dinner, but you don't need the alcohol and the extra dessert. That's just, that's a big one. The second one I would say is that the 10K steps a day, there's actually science behind what it does to your body. Whereas if you have a day where you take 4,000, 5,000 steps versus if you look the next day and you take 10, your entire body will be different. Your clothes will be a little bit looser. It's like a scientific thing that 10K is like the magic number of steps to transform a body. So that's a big one for me. And then the last one I would tell people is just really constantly move. Whether you're pacing, you're walking around, you're doing laps in the bathroom while you're brushing your teeth. As dumb as that sounds, your body will respond to it because it's new, it's different. Like, don't just stand still. The human body wasn't made to sit there or stand still. Move around and get your extra movement in there, and you're really going to feel young for a long time.
No, is it true that so if you do a lot of walking at work, is it true that doesn't count as steps, or does it?
I think it counts as steps. And, I get mad if I forget my phone or my pedometer in one of the rooms and I'm running around doing cat laps and sweeping the floors because I say, I just missed 1,000 steps. And then I get upset about that at the end of the day. It doesn't have to turn into an obsession, but of course, in all seriousness, it counts. If you're moving around throughout the day, or you walk to the mailbox, or you run to your car throughout the day, those are all steps. Don't get in the elevator, run up the stairs. Every single bit of motion counts as steps. Absolutely.
All right, Myron, I'm going to get Rachel mad at me. So when I used to work for the railroad, they gave us the step counters, and there was a contest. You were in like a team of people. There was a contest who could get the most steps, right? So my biggest day step-wise was 43,000 steps.
Oh my God.
I taped it to a metronome and ran it all day.
Oh my God. That's great. I
Rachel,
did not expect
Rachel,
that.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's great. That's brilliant.
Well, listen,
It's Fuzz's 10 steps to cutting corners.
that's what I'm saying. You don't want that list. You have no idea, right? So now you also have an online store for workout clothes, do you not?
Yes, I do. So that started as like an actual, like a mainstream.com back when I was just getting started in my 20s. And it was Live Fit Love Apparel. So it was all workout clothes, and I was my only model. I was doing all the photo shoots. It was like leggings and matching workout bras, tank tops, and like coordinated socks, like all brights and neon colors. And then, things like Aloe and Lululemon all came along and kind of, blew the little guy out of the water. So I still have a good following on that, but I've actually moved to platforms like Depop, Mercari, and Poshmark. So it's more of like a home-based storefront, which is phenomenal because I can do it, when I'm running the cafe or if I'm home at night and, I sell some workout wear, I can just pack it in a priority bag. And I'm lucky enough to have a mailbox at the post office right in front of my building. And the mailman comes in every day, grabs the packages. So it's real simple for me, but it's very streamlined with those apps. Whereas I'm not doing the, boxing everything up and doing it from the ground up the way I was when I had like the .com. Now using like this home seller apps, it's just so much more of a fluent process.
Well, let's get Myron back into this because I feel like I'm neglecting my buddy. So,
I love
let's talk about how the three of us kind of came together on this whole thing. Now, I'm gonna let you run with this. You of course being Psychofyre Productions, we all know that, of course. How did this all come together now with you, me, and Rachel kind of getting together and doing this whole thing, and what do we got moving forward? Let's get that announcement out there because
I like it. So, as I said, I've known Rachel and we struck up a friendship through my ex. Introduced me to her because they had met doing modeling work, and we just we hit it off and we became great friends. And we're always in contact in one form or another. And sometimes it's when you least expect it, you get that random text and it's like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? For those of you that don't know, I'm a retail store manager for Hannaford Supermarkets. I have been in that company. That's my day job for 34 years as a whole. So I do a lot of work with not-for-profits and charity organizations through that. And when Rachel got into the cat cafe and cat rescue business, quite a few times we've hooked up and I've done some donations of food and litter and things like that to the not-for-profit side of her organization to support. We've had multiple conversations about, what can we do? Because, the work that she does is important. I'm an animal person. I have cats. I have a dog. And I see she has a great heart. She's a good human being and she's doing great work. And she's saving the lives of cats that would not be saved otherwise. She's gone hundreds of miles out of her way to rescue cats that wouldn't have gotten a chance without her. She has, sorry, I'm getting choked up a little bit.
Yeah, you're doing it to me too.
But I have friends that have gone to her and gotten a rescue. And it's changed their lives. It's good work. So, excuse me, my heart is with her 100% in what she's trying to accomplish. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like wrapping my head around it, and when I sink my teeth into something, I run with it. And I'm like, you know what? Let's find some way to fucking collaborate and let's do something different to put some money back in there to keep supporting that side of the organization so more cats get an opportunity to find a forever home. So the first part of the conversation was, me popcorning with Rachel, and her and I have collaborated on some art stuff here and there in the past. And said, what if we do an exclusive print of you PG-13. It's nothing too racy, but something that's kind of a glamour pose type thing with cats. Let's connect it, and we'll just sell them, and I'll handle whatever cost is involved in the production, and the profit will all go to you. And she's like, yeah, absolutely, that's great, let's do it. And then I'm like, okay. So the next level of it is, how do we get that out there? How do we promote it? And I'm like, what if I come down and I'll set up a table like I do at conventions, and I'll bring my art stuff, and you and I will sign the prints, and as people come and buy them, and we'll make it a day, and I'll do walk-up commissions, and that money will go to benefit the organization as well. And I'm like, okay, let me come down and walk around. Let me walk the space and see what's down there. So last week I went down to the cafe, and to be fair, I had not been in there, so I wanted to see the space anyway, and it was a great opportunity to get the tour. And then we went into the back area, and there's a huge amount of open room back there.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say open room, all of a sudden the lights went off, and I'm like, let's do a convention.
Oh.
Let's do a convention. And then I'm off to the races at that point, because my brain is already building how that's going to go and what it's going to look like.
Absolutely.
So as I'm driving home, I formulate the name in my head. I'm like, this is what it's got to be. This is what it's going to be. This is how it's got to call out. And who better to collaborate and blow something up than my man that's got 40,000 followers on YouTube and has supported my art career through thick and thin, and and supported my band stuff and all that. I'm like, the hostess with the mostest, So it was a collaboration that was meant to happen for sure. And and when we got into our group chat about things, clearly it was pointed in the right direction.
Oh, absolutely.
So
now, do you should we keep this print a surprise? I'll leave it up to Rachel. Should we show it, Rachel, or should we leave it a surprise?
I think we can show part of it, like a little bit of it as a preview, but I think it should be a surprise because you took so long drying this up, and it's so gorgeous. It should be a surprise a little bit, definitely.
All right, so we'll leave it a surprise because I can't edit it right now. And but it is an amazing print. It's awesome. It's really cool.
It's incredible.
You guys what you need to do is you guys need to come to this convention to be able to get this print. All right, Myron.
So the convention, this is the official unveiling.
This is it.
Getting the scoop tonight on that Fuzzing Rock show.
Yes, sir.
Called Pretty Paws for a Cause, the Psychofyre Fuzzicon.
I love it.
So we're all in there. We're all in there.
You see the love in the chat. These little hearts are flying up in the air, man.
So
awesome.
So excited to share this with you guys. Saturday, August 23rd from 11 to 4 at the Pretty Paw Lounge at the Five Corners in Rotterdam. That's 370 Mariahville Road in Schenectady, New York, 12306 for your GPS. I have already booked 8 vendors, probably going to book 2 or 3 or 4 more, depending on how many I can get into the space. Mel, who's in the chat, has committed to be in there, and we're excited to have 13 Cents and Mel be a part of our convention. I will be there with my Psychofyre Productions table. Becca will be there with Becca's Baubles and Brews. McCole May, who's a local author, will be there. Awesome. I've got a couple of friends that are comic book artists that are going to be there, and writers. I also have Steamstress and Company, who are good friends of mine. They do steampunk gear, and they have toys, and oh my God, so much. And they've actually offered up their showrunners as well, and they've offered to support kind of some of the behind the scenes work, which is fantastic.
Nice.
This thing is going to be a banger. That's all I can say. It's going to be a banger. But to go back to my previous point, so the only way, and I'm being completely honest and upfront with you guys here tonight, the only way that you're going to get one of these prints of Rachel Ann and the cats is to come to this event. I'm not going to be selling them anywhere else. I'm not going to be selling them on my website. The only way is to show up in person the day of the event. Now, the cool thing is we are not going to charge an entry fee for this. There's no admission fee. This is a free event. You can donate to the cafe while you're there. We will have the opportunity for you to do that. If you just want to toss some cash in to support the cause, we will absolutely have the ability to do that. 100% of the profits from the print that I made will go to the lounge.
Yes.
100% of that. I am going to absorb whatever production costs are involved to make sure that all of that money goes to Rachel and her cat rescue. I'm also going to put myself under the gun, and I want you guys to bring me to task on this. I'm going to do walk-up commissions all day until my hand falls off. I will charge $40 a commission for a 15 to 20-minute sketch. I will do them until I can't do them anymore, and I can go for a while. I can go, and I can go hard. So don't be afraid to test me on that.
Odd flex. Hello.
I'm going to donate every bit of that to the lounge. None of that goes in my pocket. I'm going to have my books and stuff there, so if you want to come and support me too, that's great, and I would love that. But this is more about taking care of the cats, and that's what we're there for that day. I'm going to be reaching out to a couple more vendors because I know I've got a couple more people that live in that Rotterdam, Schenectady area that would love to support this cause as well. So we're really going to make this a day. And the hope would be that we can, first of all, support Rachel and a fantastic cause. But we're also looking to see if this thing goes over well and we have a great turnout and everybody enjoys what's going on. And we'll have a few more surprises yet that we haven't fully rounded up yet. We might make it an annual event. We'll see what happens. We'll see how and it's going to all depend on you guys and your support. It honestly, I think this has the capacity to be a great and regular thing. And if we can help support the cause and the process of that's all I want. That's all I'm looking for. So any of you folks that enjoy that Fuzzing Rock show, that enjoy the art that I blow up every day on your pages, on my Instagram and my Facebook, got a new book coming out soon. I'm hoping to have a new book ready by the time we get to the show. I think it'll be ready. Come out and support my friend and her cause.
Absolutely. And Mel just posted something. She's going to have a raffle basket. All proceeds will be donated to the
Thank you, Mel.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I do have to say hello to our good friend Jess. She's been a degenerate since day one. So, Jess, good evening.
Hey, Jess. Hi, Sheila.
And to Sheila as well. Sheila's awesome. I love her.
Sheila was my art student for a bit. We did some work together.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Now, I am also going to break out the merch table for this event.
Absolutely.
I will be there, and I think I'm going to break out the live streaming gear as well.
Yeah.
And we're going to stream it live. We'll make it a party, dude. We're going to make this an event.
I think we got a few more surprises in the bucket yet that haven't fully played out.
Absolutely. So. We're going to keep them secrets for now. Yep. But make sure you guys tell your friends, tell everybody you know about this. It's a great cause. It's a great place. I can't wait to go there and just hang out with the kiddies.
Amen.
First of all,
it's a beautiful space.
And doing great work for animals that need your help. That's just unbelievable. 260 something adoptions. Will they be able to adopt animals that day also?
Absolutely. Yep. Everybody in the building, and between now and August 23rd, I can guarantee with my eyes shut that there will be new cats, kittens that'll be coming of age to be adopted. We definitely will have a full house. Everyone can do same day applications. I'll have all my amazing staff there to do like interviews with you and possibly take home a forever kitty or a senior cat that same day. Absolutely. Of course.
Now, Rachel, I have a question for you. Now, I have two cats, right? One of them is it's an orange cat. He's a larger fella, kind of like me. He doesn't wear the fat suit like I do. He's just naturally big. He's a big boy. And then I have another, it's a lavender Siamese girl kitty. She was a dumpster cat from Georgia, which is kind of cool. But they're both I mean, I think they need to be taken down a couple notches. Do you guys have access to like a Maine Coon cat that I can just come in here and clean house? Be like, all right, boys and girls, listen, new sheriff in town. You need to start behaving, just to put them in their place a little bit. You know what I mean?
So the irony that you asked that, and let's see, on Monday night we took in an all-black Maine Coon male named Merlin. He's not a wizard, but he plays one on TV.
Yes.
And he absolutely will put your cats in their place, but he's also a love bug. And he's 10 years old. His owners were in tears when they surrendered him, so I know
Aw.
it was a little more than what they were telling me. But one family member wanted him, one didn't. They had the cat for 10 years. It's absolutely tragic, and that stuff is what breaks my heart to the core. But Merlin is in the best hands. He's a gorgeous black Maine Coon. So yes, if you do need a new sheriff in town, I could definitely find you one.
Awesome. Jess asked, will we be able to snuggle the cats? I'm sure you could.
Absolutely. I'd be upset if you didn't.
And Chris was asking about parking. He said it's not that big of a lot. I believe there's on-street parking and a couple extra parking lots that are available, correct?
So yes, we have, of course, both parking lots on either side of the building that surround it. One is like about 19 spaces. The other one is about 8 comfortably. And then on the weekend, there is Aldi and then the Lucia's to go pizza parking lot. I don't want to get myself in trouble here, but people use their parking lots all the time with no issue. Lucia's, I know that they just announced on Facebook they're coming back. We're so happy for them in Rotterdam, another small business. But as of right now, their parking lot's vacant. And then there is one adjacent to the cafe doors that's on the other side of, let's see, that would be Mariahville Road in the middle. And that's completely vacant on the weekends. So there's no, they're like a Monday through Friday business. So there's quite a few parking lots that surround that you're more than welcome to park in and just walk across the street.
Now, can we talk about the importance of adopt, don't shop? I know that's a phrase that a lot of people throw around. Give us a little insight on that.
Yep. So adopt, don't shop is like a great hashtag on TikTok, Instagram. I use it all the time. I don't care if it's cliche. Shopping, all you're doing is literally every effort and every bone in my body that goes to saving cats, whether it's a $12,000 leg amputation, not $1,200, but like a $12,000 one on a Sunday that just comes up and I have to just roll with it because that cat deserves a chance. When you shop, you're taking money out of that cat's mouth, or say the piggy bank at the cafe that could save another cat. So as nominal as it sounds, our adoption fee is $175. And when you do, what I do with that is none of that money goes towards the business or the LLC. That goes 1,000% to our veterinarians. And we keep what's called a piggy bank with them. So anytime a cat gets adopted, that money is literally paying for the next cat's dental work, or if he has a heart murmur, or she has cancer and she needs certain medication. That's what we do with that money. So by adopting, you're literally paying it forward to the next cat or kitten or senior cat that might need a tooth out to save his life because he's got such bad dental disease or whatever the case may be. And again, if that money isn't in the piggy bank for the last 2 years, that money comes out of my personal pocket, my own personal bank account, not the business. And that's because I care about the cats. I don't want to get choked up, but they mean more to me than anything.
I got a live announcement to make, Fuzz. I've been wheeling and dealing on the side here. We added another vendor to the list. Catching Up with Cass is going to be there with T-shirts, and she's offered to donate parts of her proceeds to the cafe as well.
All right, keeping up with Cass. Thank you so much. Even though I can't stand her, she's got a huge heart, so I gotta give her props. But I mean, personally, I just don't like her. She doesn't like me. We're good with that. Oh my god! So let's. I've taken way too much of your time, Mrs. Rachel, but I do want to end on a good note. Not that any of this has been bad, but I want to end on kind of a very positive thing. Can you tell us a couple of really cool rescue stories just off the top of your head? If you have a couple, we'd love to hear a couple of really cool rescue stories if you have them. If not,
absolutely.
That's fine.
Yeah. So I guess the first one would be the one I mentioned a little bit ago about. Hold on, I just gotta adjust this camera. There's like a tornado happening behind me. Is a cat named Cider. He is a 6-month-old male kitten, And one day on a Sunday, we got a call in Schenectady that there was a cat that was either sick on the side of the road or might have been hit by a car. Could have been either. She didn't know. So I sent over one of the girls that worked for me to pick him up. And not only had this cat been hit by a car, his leg was covered in maggots and fleas.
Oh
and being that it was a Sunday, it was, the emergency vet in Latham or nothing, or this cat had no chance. He was 6 months old, sweet as can be. When I say you couldn't walk near the carrier because of the smell of the maggots eating his flesh, and I'll stop with the details there. If we didn't take this little guy to the emergency vet that day, he would have passed away by Monday. And that was the leg amputation. That it cost us $12,000 because the emergency vet, they had to keep him overnight. There was a lot of stabilization to be done. We called every vet in the area to see if someone would take him on a Sunday. They wouldn't. And his name is Cider. He got adopted by a family that only adopts three-legged cats. They have a whole special room for him, and it was just such a miracle. And he's doing so well to this date.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool.
And he's definitely one of our, for sure, one of our success stories. And I still keep up with the family for like every adoption.
You look like you got a start. Yeah, Cass just said it. You look like you got a pretty good storm brewing behind you.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm trying to tell a story about my favorite cat, and there's a tornado coming in.
Right. We should probably let you go, I would think,
No, it's okay. I'm going to take a seat over here. Wow, there's
all right. There you go.
Brewing.
There you go. All right. How about, all right, give us one more.
Let me pick one. So tell the story about Carrie, the girl that worked at Hannaford with me.
Yes. Okay. So she was wonderful. She adopted Sylvester. So I was in the beginning phases of opening the cafe. And Sylvester was, a cat that came from New York City, had little to no chance. I wasn't open yet. My doors weren't open. He wasn't necessarily good with other cats or dogs. Miracle. He has a dog, and he did phenomenal with her. And his life became something that it never could have been if he was in the city where they put down stray cats and they put down cats that don't have a chance, because they don't have the space in the shelter. So she adopted him, and he's doing phenomenal with her dog.
And she had just lost her cat. He passed away. So she was in that transition phase and wasn't sure, if she was ready yet or not. And she met him and just absolutely fell in love with him. And it was a match made in heaven and great ever since.
Yeah, she was incredible. She was incredible. And, they fell in love. And as soon as I brought her up to meet him, it was meant to be.
Oh, that's so awesome. What a great story. I'm sure you have a bunch more. And listen, if you guys want to hear more cool rescue stories and stuff like that, stop down to the cafe. We're going to be there from 11 to 4 on Saturday, August 23rd. It is the Pretty Paws for a Cause Psychofyre
Fuzzicon.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you stepping in there. 370 Mariahville Road, Five Corners of Rotterdam. All proceeds are going to benefit the Pretty Paw Lounge.
Yep.
There's going to be a bunch of vendors there, including some good friends of ours. And if you guys look on the poster right there, I don't know how many you can see it or not, but there is a little preview of that print that's on there. So, listen, come down and get
hiding the goods, but it's there.
That's right. Come down and get the print. Support the animals, support the cat cafe. Come down, hang out, have a good time. There's gonna be some more surprises in store for you guys.
Make me draw.
You get to hang with 3 cool people.
And so many more, and all the cats, and you get to hear all the stories, and it's just gonna be a great event. I do have some surprises too, and some of my homemade T-shirts and my clothing line. I'll have tank tops, everything for sale.
The cool people I was talking about was you, Myron, and Rebecca. Definitely not involved in that cool thing for sure.
Horse shit, my friend. Horse shit.
But listen, Rachel, I definitely appreciate you hanging out with us, and we look forward to August and hanging out and making some kitty money.
Oh, I look so forward to it, and I really appreciate all the support. It means so much to me, truly.
So we're going to keep pushing this thing, and we'll get people to come down there and hang out and have a good time. And Should we set like a goal? How many cats can be adopted that day?
Oh, that's great. I'm all for it.
Let's do it. What do you think? What do you think would be a reasonable goal?
Well, to put it in perspective, a normal week is anywhere between 1 and 5 adoptions. So I don't want to shoot too high. I don't want to shoot too low. Maybe we could have your amazing followers give us some numbers that they think are plausible.
10.
All right, guys, in the chat, how many do you think we should do for a goal?
10.
10, you think?
10.
10 is a
10.
big goal. That's a lot. Yep.
10's a
We're gonna aim for the stars here. You got to put it into existence.
I like that.
Manifest that 10.
Yep.
All right, well, let's do that. Let's set it at 10. If we don't make that goal, then we'll start strong arming people and we'll make the goal anyways. Anybody that walks out without a cat has to go back in.
And I'll tell you what, let's do this. The first 10 people that have a successful adoption application get a free print.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh.
No
Wow,
cost.
you're like Monty Hall, man. Let's make a deal. I like it.
And you get a car, and you get a car,
That's
and you
right.
get a car.
That's exactly right. 100%.
Yes, and we would we also, I'm just throwing this out there, if anyone does stop in, we're always accepting donations for, say, litter, cat food, cleaning supplies. Any of those things are great because all those little costs just take away from the medical bills and the vaccines and all the good things our money can be doing. So
Sure,
if anyone
absolutely.
feels like dropping by with litter, wet food, we have an Amazon wish list. I'll give Fuzz all that information. That is just so helpful. Like when Myron makes his amazing donations, it's incredible. The whole building has changed when we can distribute litter throughout the building and it's not, coming out of Walmart.com and my personal, every day.
Everybody's agreeing with 10. Mel says 10. Becca says 10.
10.
Jess says 10. Everybody says 10. I think we should stick with 10. That works.
10 sounds like a good number. I'm good with 10.
So you guys got to tell your friends, tell your family.
And
down to the
print too. We're going to
Pretty
be
Paw Lounge.
available for us both to sign them for you.
Yes.
No extra charge for that.
Absolutely. I'll have copies of the magazine to sign if people want them. Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
I'll have those.
Looks like it's going to be a great time. I'm excited about this, guys. I really am. Happy that you guys would allow me to be a part of it. I definitely appreciate that. For sure. I'm humbled.
Wouldn't do it without you, brother.
I am very humble. Look at this. There's the line right there. Everybody needs a cat.
I love it.
That is 1,000% true, Jess. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate
It is
that.
true. And even if you are a dog person or you have horses, if you haven't interacted with a cat one-on-one, it will change your life. I don't just say that because that's what I do. Cats changed my life. I didn't have them growing up. I was a dog family. And now I have cats and I couldn't imagine my life without them. They're perfect in every way.
She said perfect.
I did. I had to throw just one in there tonight.
I see what you did there. I see it. All right. Very good. All right, guys. I have taken up way too much of your time as it is, but we're looking forward to August. It's going to be a great time. Guys, stay tuned for more surprises and stop into the Pretty Paw Lounge and check out some of the kitties that are down there.
And we'll be sending out invites to the event too. I did create the event today, so if you see that, please click interested or going. That helps us gauge what the traffic will be like that day so that we can prepare appropriately.
Cats are metal. Yes, sir, Chris.
Right on, Chris.
Absolutely. And yeah, go check out the lounge and stuff a couple huckles into the piggy bank, help out the cause a little bit, and stop down in August and hang out and have a good time. It's gonna be a blast. I can't wait. So Rachel, it was great meeting you, and I'm sure we'll be talking soon. I will post the links to all your stuff in the I'll pin it in the chat.
Okay.
And I'll pin Myron's stuff as well up there. And Myron, I'll obviously be talking to you, because that's what we do.
That's what we do.
All right, guys. Again, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Rachel, I'll see you soon. Talk to you soon. Myron, you as well, my friend.
Thank you so much, everyone.
No problem. Take care. There it is. We did it. We did it. We did it. All right. So make sure you guys, again, I will give you guys another peek at that flyer real quick here. And I'm going to try and say this, and Myron's going to laugh at me because I'm going to fuck it up, and he knows I am. The Pretty Paws for a Cause. Take two. The Pretty Paws for a Cause. Psychofyre Fuzzicon. Got it. Saturday, August 23rd, 11 to 4 p.m. 370 Mariahville Road, Schenectady, New York, 12306. Is that the Five Corners? You guys know. You guys know right where that is. All proceeds are going to benefit the Pretty Paw Lounge. I can't wait. It's going to be such a good time. Make sure you guys come down and adopt a cat. We're looking to get 10 that day. Big numbers, guys. Big numbers. We got to represent. All right. So I am going to skip you Post-its because I'm running out of breath, or not breath, voice. Probably breath too because I'm a fat ass, but is what it is. But I will see you guys again next Thursday. Tomorrow night, Ship's Pub in Albany, right down by the hospital down there. Phoenix and the Raven are doing their CD release party, their album release party. It's going to be a great time. I do not have the flyer handy with me right now. Go to the Phoenix and the Raven page on Facebook. Of course, drop a follow. Check it out. Hope to see you guys all down there. I'm going to be down there hanging out. It's going to be a good time. We're going to be hanging out with Wavy that night. So, me and Ralph to get together. It's going to be a pretty good time. All right. But come support the Phoenix and the Raven. They're releasing their album then. And we'll see you guys next Thursday, 7 p.m. Maybe because I have the rendezvous the next day. So I may skip out on you guys next week. I'm not sure yet. But we'll leave it up to chance. All right. So let's get out of here in style as we do. We're going to do a classy one tonight, guys. We're not going to do nothing dirty. We're going to get out of this show classy tonight. All right. We're going to try something new. We're going to run a classy one, and then we'll run the credits, all right? So next time I see you guys is the next time I see you guys. Take it easy.
Yo, baby, you have your asshole licked by a fat man in an overcoat? Yeah.
See what I did say? Classy.
Get the fuck out of here.